Hello everyone and welcome to the Reactive Angular course. I'm Vasco from the Angular University and I will be your instructor for this course. This course is a catalog of commonly used design patterns that every Angular developer should know. The goal of the course is to teach you how to comfortably design and develop Angular applications in reactive style using plain RxJs and nothing more. In this course, you will learn exactly how to use RxJs to design and develop both the service and the view layer of your application. You will understand in detail both the benefits and the pitfalls of adopting a reactive approach. Our general approach is going to be to teach you how to build Angular applications mostly in a stateless way, while adding some specific state management in the parts of our application that need it. Specifically, when it comes to state management, we can go very far just by using plain RxJs techniques without the need of introducing a third-party library for managing our application state, such as, for example, NgRx. These simplified state management techniques using plain RxJs are adequate and sufficient for a very large range of Angular applications, especially enterprise applications. And you should consider these techniques that we are about to teach you in this course before adopting a full-blown state management solution. So here is how we are going to structure this course. We are going to start by taking an existing Angular application written in plain imperative style, and we're going to refactor it into reactive style so that we understand the benefits of the reactive approach. Initially, we are going to keep the application completely stateless, but as the application development progresses, we are going to start to need some state management on the client side, both for implementing certain critical features such as managing the user authentication profile, which is something that almost every application has to do, but we will also want to add state management in order to improve a bit the user experience and avoid showing so many loading indicators to the user and avoid calling the backend so many times as we navigate through the multiple pages of the application. As we refactor our application into reactive style, first in a completely stateless way, we are going to learn how to build our service layer in reactive style, and we're going to learn the difference between smart and presentational components. We are going to learn how to build our service layer using a common design pattern known as the stateless observable service, and we're going to learn the importance of the RxJs shareReplay operator in building services in Angular using the Angular HTTP client. Every time throughout the course that we come across a new RxJs operator, we are going to take a moment to explain it in detail. So this was the first part of our course where we mostly talked about Angular service and view layer design and Angular stateless reactive techniques. Through the rest of the course, which is going to constitute the bulk of the course, we're going to talk about lightweight Angular state management techniques using plain RxJs, and the key ingredient for this set of design patterns is going to be the RxJs behavior subject. So we're going to make sure to take the time to explain how it works in detail. We are going to show how to build a behavior subject store in order to manage the user authentication profile, which is information that we want to load in our frontend only once and make it available to multiple pages of our application. Let's remember that depending on the information available on the user profile, we might want to show or hide certain parts of our application to the user, depending on the fact that the user is logged in or not, or depending on the fact if the user is an administrator, for example. We will also show how this type of service stores can be used to improve a lot the user experience in certain parts of the application. We're going to learn how to build a service store that stores business data, not just technical information such as, for example, the user profile. We will also learn how to use the behavior subject as a mechanism for inter-component communication. So we will see how this type of services can be used to have components at very different levels of the application tree to interact with each other in a decoupled way. We are going to give a couple of examples of this type of reactive decoupled communication between components by implementing some common use cases. We are going to show how to do error handling in our application by having different parts of our application display an error message to the user in a top messages panel just below our menu bar in a decoupled way. We are going to see how to implement a commonly used feature in any Angular application, which is going to be a loading indicator, which will be controlled by a service with a reactive API. We will also talk about other commonly used reactive design patterns, namely the master detail with cached master table. We are going to implement it step by step in a reactive way. At the very end of the course, after a consolidation exercise, we are going to talk about an important reactive design pattern for Angular applications, which is known as the Single Data Observable Pattern. That is going to help us to avoid a common Angular anti-pattern in our view layer, which is to nest multiple ng container tags inside each other just to access our reactive data. At the very end of the course, we are going to show how easy it is to convert an application written in reactive style in order to use Angular on-push change detection if necessary, which is an optimized Angular change detection mode that does not tend to work very well with applications written in imperative style, but works particularly well for Angular applications written in reactive style. In summary, with this course you are going to learn everything that you need to know in practice in order to design and build Angular applications in reactive style. You are going to learn how to keep your application mostly stateless. You are going to learn how to design and develop both the service layer and the view layer in a reactive way, and you are going to learn how to use lightweight state management techniques at specific parts of your application in order to improve the user experience and implement certain key use cases that absolutely need state management. So I hope that you will enjoy the course. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any issues or questions, comments about the course, please let me know in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's get started learning Reactive Angular together.